Welcome back to more Pokemon White 2. So last time, we explored Route 14 and also checked out a little on Teletown. And yeah, this time, it's back to PokeStar Studios. It's been a little while since we did Red Pocket Terra. Let's try a new movie now. Another one of the study ones too, I think. We're gonna try Invaders. I believe, all the Stein ones are like Invaders, Time Gate Traveler, Mystery Duels, The Magical Land, and Red Pocket Terra. So yeah. The others we have to unlock by, doing well in the box office. But anyway. So Invaders. The thing about this one, in terms of battling, is that, it's all about how do you hit specific Pokemon, and how do you fight specific Pokemon, I feel like. What we need to do here is that we need to knock out the Elgian, but the problem is that we actually have to fight a Rocker Roller first, and we can't knock it out. So yeah, how is that gonna work? Well, let's film it up. Let's film it, and then I'll obviously, show the result later. But anyway, we're gonna use rental Pokemon. And shall we get started? Alright, back. So one thing I should mention too with PokeStar Studios movies is that you can only save 8 at a time. So that's something to remember. So the other thing is, uploading these videos to YouTube means that, I can just rewatch them there. So it doesn't matter that you can only save 8, but it is a bit annoying, especially if, you want to just keep a movie around that you really like. But again, that's just, I'm guessing it's due to memory limitations. We are talking like, we're packing in like a massive game, and then, saving basically replays on top of that. I can obviously see where there's quite the limit to it, but anyway. Let's start watching this though. So Invaders Terror from the Sky. The good ending. Let's see how this plays out. yeah, use Raw to take care of the rock roller, so then yeah, we can focus on the LGM, our main target. So yeah. So yeah, as for yeah, the theme, obviously it's alien themed with, UFOs and stuff like that. To be honest, yeah, I don't know if I'm scared of aliens. I don't think I am, but just, the thought that, yeah, something could be around there that isn't human and could, take over the world and stuff. Yeah, I can definitely see that being a bit frightening. So yeah, trying to think of if I have, experienced anything, alien themed. Not that much, to be honest. Again, there aren't that many like sci-fi RPGs. As I've, watched my brother play Xenoblade, for example. Like, yeah, Xenoblade definitely feels like it could be, very alien themed as well, because different life forms you interact with. So yeah, I mean that's like one of the closer things. But anyway, ran at me lost so much. The weird sense of humor lost a bit. But anyway, I think it's linked to you. Now we get these rewards, that'd be quite nice. I mean, the very juice isn't that amazing, but hey. Yeah. I'll take it though. Anyway, this guy's back. So yeah, now I've done that, let's get the strange endings. So the thing about the strange endings is, yeah, it's mainly about knocking out the wrong Pokemon actually. So as you probably said, we need to knock out Rock Roller to get the strange ending. And yeah, you can actually, another thing about it is that, yeah, they do give you the tools to try and get the strange endings with the rental Pokemon. But yeah, you'll probably have an easier time if you just use your own Pokemon. And again, I actually kind of like, showing my own Pokemon for the strange endings. But yeah, just keep that in mind. I do think it is very possible to get the strange endings with the rental Pokemon. So yeah. Anyway, let's do Invaders once again. Let's get that strange ending. And who is going to be our co-star? I think for all of these, Lacey is a very good choice, so let's give it a go. Probably not with the Amber Coin, but hey. That stranger thing, man. So yeah. When me and my brother first saw that, yeah, we knew that. I mean, at least I did. I think that Stranger Things is my brother's favorite, but yeah. But again, though, the plot twist that they decide to go for it, where yeah, you betray humanity, you become a mouthpiece of the aliens. Again, that's such a cool idea that they did that. So yeah, and that because show that yeah, these Stranger Things can be though super interesting and stuff like that. I don't think the rest of the movies compared to that, but I think the second one kind of does in a weird way. But yeah, but again, though, that's really cool. And again, yeah, like I was kind of saying before, yeah, you can definitely try to get the strength training with the Herdia because again, you can bite and flinch the rocker roller, but yeah, it's gonna be a bit of luck boost. So I do recommend using a Pokemon that can take down a level 30 rocker roller very easily. So yeah, so that is that. But again, yeah, definitely a memorable strange training for me because again, yeah, it kind of just goes to show that yeah, these strange things are pretty awesome, I must admit. So yeah. Alright, time for movie number 2 now then. Now that we're done with number 1. Doesn't even think what the bad thing's gonna be like, but we'll get to that when we get to that, so yeah. So with that done, yeah, let's go over here. We don't need to hit any more milestones, I think. From what I remember, I think now we just need to get to post-game. So yeah, to get to a lot more movies, but anyway. Let's do Invaders 2. This time we need to knock out the prop U1 with Zack Cannon. And yeah, U1 is a flying electric type Pokemon with Levitate and it has a bright powder, so yeah, that's gonna be a little bit interesting. But anyway, let's yeah, go for it. And you need to use Lock on Air. I gotta spoil that, but yeah, we need to use Zack. Of course, there's one move that works that has Searchy with Zakan, and yeah, that's what we need to do to win this, so yeah, let's give it a go. Alright, time for Invaders 2, the UFO and the mysterious woman. What's gonna happen here? Let's find out. Alright, so yeah, we did the test against the UFO, and yeah, it's basically showing, the difference between lock-on and sap cannon. Not a strategy I've used since like the Gen 3 days, but hey, because I think other than that, there's more interesting things you can do. I mainly used it with Marathon, obviously, back in the day, because again, it does give it something else to do, considering, back in the day, you didn't have, you couldn't use steel type moves very well, so you might as well just go all in on electric type moves because of that, so yeah. Anyway, but yeah, I do kind of like E as well. As again, you can already tell that, something's definitely, there's definitely a lot of mystery behind her because again, she wants to help us, but at the same time, she knows a lot more and she doesn't really want to answer unnecessary questions, so yeah, a little bit mysterious, shall we say. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, we have another strange ending to get. As you probably expect, we need to knock out the UFO without using slap cannon. But what is that going to do to the UFO, considering, the dialogue, so yeah. We'll find out. And once again, yeah, Lacey is definitely up for this, so yeah. So anyway, another good hit. Now let's go back. We have movie number 2, Strange Ending to go now, so yeah, let's go ahead and give it a go. And yeah, thanks to our good efforts, we got Invaders number 3, so there we go. Alright, how about Invaders 2? Let's give this a go. It does have a bright powder, but luckily though, I have a countermeasure for that, hopefully. Let's go, Lacey. Alright, yeah, that was definitely a very silly ending, but yeah, it's definitely very funny though, I must admit, so yeah. But yeah, it does make quite a lot of sense, but it's kind of funny to think about too with the future movies as well, now that I think about it, so yeah. But yeah, as it turns out, yeah, carelessly destroying someone's UFO means you become their slave for the rest of your life, so yeah. Interesting. But anyway. So yeah, again, you have to be given the tools to do that with the Clang, because the Clang actually has Steel Gem with its gear grind. Because yeah, it has gear grinds that can lock on. So technically you could do that, but yeah, it's a bit unreliable is the problem, and yeah, you need to make sure that none of your Zapcans like crit before then, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Pokestars G's always do the highest damage roll with the damage, because again, damage variance could definitely be a bit of a problem in these movies, but yeah, critical hits though, yeah, you're gonna have to do it anyway. I'm a fan of it. It's okay for me to be a fan of yours, right? Take this, think of me when you use it. Yeah, Team Plasma Grunts have now come to watch a movie. The acting in that film is miraculous. I adore your work. I always ship you. So that's a thing. And hey, there's a XD Plaza down there as well. I'm pretty sure this is like the most people that can appear. So yeah, we're getting the max amount of rewards now. So yeah, so that's awesome. Oh wow, there's the movie star row. I'm so glad I quit Team Plaza. This time when I was in Team Plaza, just take it already. The end of a big pearl. Last one was a shock. I never seen a movie like that. Good stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be onwards and upwards to movie 3 now, so yeah. I'm gonna do a small cut, and then yeah, we're gonna be taking it on, so yeah. There's actually 4 movies in this one, so yeah, might see a bit of a longer part then. So anyway, let me do a small cut, and then yeah, we'll get onto it. Alright, back for more, so yeah. We become to look like a movie star now. So that's cool. I'm guessing that's the max, but it doesn't actually give us. Unfortunately, it doesn't give us a new movie, but that's okay. So anyway, Invaders 3, we need to knock out the BHM in 7 scenes. Once again, we need to do something about that. We need to do something about that Ferris suit. Now this one, yeah, you can actually go off the script a little bit. Because yeah, you don't always have to follow what it says to win this. So yeah, let's just say. I might do that because it means that, yeah, we can actually get through here a little quicker, so yeah, let's win this. So yeah, let's use rental book for this, yeah, let's go. Alright, time for Invaders 3, Decoy Plan. I actually did decide to try and follow the script this time, so yeah, let's see how that goes. Alright, so yeah, we got betrayed by E. Yeah, E was, yeah, sus all along, so yeah. So that was a thing, but yeah, it was kind of. I think it is easy to see that comic, considering, you know, she was acting super suspicious in the second movie, so yeah. And she's pretty suspicious in the third one too, so yeah. But yeah, the battle plan for that one, again, the guide basically what it probably wants you to do is that, yeah, it does say to use the first item between scene 3 for scene 3, 4, and 5. So I assume that, yeah, it wants you to rest during one of those turns, and then, yeah, you can use Thief again to steal another chest of berries. It can heal again just in case. But yeah, the guy is basically like, yeah, once the beacon comes and just attack it. You can use Pluck and then Thief apparently, so yeah. I know Pluck does more damage if it eats a berry, but yeah, I'm guessing that's why he does that, so yeah. Interesting interaction if that is the case, so yeah. But again, yeah, I guess another thing about that movie too is, yeah, the fact that, you know, the UFO was stealing the Pokemon as well, yeah. Kind of terrifying, I must admit, so yeah. Definitely, yeah, does seem like, yeah, these extraterrestrial threats, yeah, they are not to be trifled with, that's the thing, sure, so yeah. Anyway, that should be everyone here. Yeah, the plasma considers energy roots, which is amazing, though. It is what it is. Alrighty. Mr. Theo wants to give us some characterizations, but yeah, now it's time for the strange ending. We need to knock out the Pharaoh's Seed, which won't be easy, but I do think that Lacey can do it, because again, we used Home Force. We can never use Home Force again for this, so yeah. And 17 should be more than enough time to knock out a Pharaoh's Seed, so yeah. I think, yeah, probably the thing to do is if it uses Iron Defense, then yeah, probably restart. I mean, we don't have to restart if it does. I think it'll make it annoying, but hey. It is what it is. But anyway, we unlocked Invaders 4. Let's go back to Invaders 3 though, and let's get that strange ending with Lacey once again. So yeah, let's do it. So yeah, we learned that yeah, thanks to that ending, that yeah, the other Pokemon that the UFOs use, yeah, they're just scissor Pokemon that they captured and use it for their own purposes. So yeah, that's kind of cool. It kind of felt like a bad ending too with how it ended, but it does make me wonder what that bad ending is going to be like too. So yeah, so I guess there's that. Oh, yeah, I actually almost one-shot the first seed off the one home clause, so yeah. I mean, for the next Stranger Ending though, we don't need home clause, so yeah, technically yeah, I can swap it out for X's now, but I'll keep it just in case. Because again, the main reason why is yeah, Lacey is a very good time matchup for an next Stranger Ending, and again, we need to knock out the wrong Pokemon to get it, so yeah. So anyway. But yeah, I don't think the Vilify can get the Strange Ending though. I don't think it's strong enough, so yeah. And of course, yeah, if you are playing along, you might have a Fire-type Pokemon, that will definitely do quite well for dealing with that, Berry Seed, so yeah. Man, we've got the final movie, and the thing about this one is that, yeah, there's quite a lot of moving pieces to it, so everything needs to go right. Otherwise, yeah, they're gonna go wrong. You're gonna get a bad ending, so yeah. So that's a thing. Again, you can obviously follow the script, you can follow a guide, and you should be fine. So yeah. So that's everyone talk to. Let's meet Theo once again. And yeah, let's yeah, do this last movie now. And again, like I said, yeah, this one might take you a couple of times again. Everything needs to go right with this one. So let's do it. Yeah, a lot of fans, let's not let them down, unlike what Yu's about to do, so yeah. Need to knock out the prop in 10 turns, you too this time. This one is different, so yeah. Again, I got a Mulga, it has an Iron Ball though, which is interesting. And then we have prop U2, it's a Psychic Electric type with Levitate, so yeah. A little bit different from the other prop that we encountered, so yeah. Alright, let's go to go. Alright, last one of the series, humanity's ultimate struggle in Invaders 4. I'd say that was a pretty good finale to that, so yeah. Of course, you got to see the villain in action, you got to hear the backstory too, and what could be done about it as well. It's interesting to think about, I must admit, so yeah. Not a bad alien movie, I must admit. So yeah. And yeah, the value, I think the thing about it though is that a lot of things can go wrong if the enemy crits you. Which, we'll might get into that later, I guess. At least it does mean, because it did happen quite a lot on the other files, so yeah. The Black 2 playthrough, but at least I get the bad only because of that, which I want to show later, so yeah. Alright. Yeah, again, the plot's interesting. How the two main characters interact too, that's also pretty interesting too. And yeah, Valia, it shows quite a lot of things. Mainly like, how the Iron Ball works as well, which is pretty cool, and how you can make use of the Iron Ball. Again, it's by, tricking it onto your opponents, so yeah. So that's pretty neat too, so yeah. Anyway, get my old Gatoda. I'm gonna have a lot of full heals basically, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, we're also gonna get Strange Ending too, so yeah, that'll go to a lot of money, so that's also pretty nice. Get the big pearl. And yeah, let's do this once more. So yeah, let's go ahead and this shouldn't be too bad. Any ground type Pokemon should do well against this because again it has the Iron Balls, so yeah. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. I'm pretty sure the Croc might be able to do this if it has enough health, so yeah. Anyway, let's do it. Invaders 4. And yeah, once again, let's use the Lazy for this. Let's get that last Strange Ending now. Oh yeah, we can bring 2 Pokemon. Right, I guess a little Pokémon. We don't need Lazy for this. go. So yeah, I actually don't really like that strange thing that much, but hey, it does like the big bugs because again, it kind of feels a bit too similar to the last one. And again, it's just we get mind controlled and then kill everyone basically. So yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, overall though, yeah, I definitely quite liked this movie series quite a bit, and yeah, getting the strange endings is also a bit more interesting too. Again, I definitely prefer when you don't have to stall out your opponent like that. You have to do some more interesting things like what we saw. So yeah, and yeah, most likely this series we're gonna get the Mega Box. This might be a new record as well. We'll have a look. Probably at the Sun next part, I guess. So yeah. Anyway, maybe I'm not so sure. I mean, you can do it before the end of this, but I think so. Yeah. But yeah, of course. After this, though, it's gonna be time for the strange endings. And we'll see. Well, not strange endings. We just did a strange ending. I guess we got the bad endings. So like, and we'll see if there are any interesting. So yeah. As you can probably tell, yeah, getting all these items is probably gonna take a while. So for the bad things, I'm probably not gonna bother them. So yeah. Again, getting items here though, it's very important. So yeah, full restore, very nice. I'm gonna be getting quite a lot of those thanks to the movies. So yeah. Anyway, with that done, yeah, I don't think we'll unlock anything else again. We unlocked all the movies with money milestones. But yeah, I do want that movie made more. So yeah, we made 308, 614. We made cat money on that one, and then we got cat money on the other one too. So yeah. And we definitely eclipsed our previous target there, so that's awesome. I think me becoming a big movie star too also helps. Like, yeah, having all those people in the buildings, so yeah. But anyway. Now let's hop on to the Black 2 playthrough and let's look at some bad endings in this. Again, very blind on these, not really sure what to expect, so yeah, that should be fun. Let's have a little look. Alright, let's see what's in store for us this time, so yeah. So I use the rental Pokemon for all of these. Getting the bad dollar choice also helps. Yeah, that was about what I expect, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, basically everything goes to, shit. So yeah. Maybe not as like terrifying as what happened in the Red Fog of Terror though, I must admit. Alright. Let's move on to the next one. With the decoy UFO. Interesting. I don't think we were thinking about flying the UFO with with just little you, I guess. But hey, I guess it makes a lot of sense. And then yeah, conclude the day. Then the other UFOs come, and then yeah, that's the end of that. So yeah, again, kind of what I was expecting. I say kind of. I was expecting E to say yeah, go fight the UFO yourself. So yeah. All right, number 3. okay. That was not what I was expecting either, to be honest. Like, yeah, E sacrificed themselves to blow up the mothership like that? I mean, it doesn't make any sense considering, you know, what we know now, but... Which is probably why it's a bad ending, but it's kind of interesting that they would think to have that as a bad ending, I must admit. But anyway, last one. And again, this is actually one of my failed attempts at doing this because, yeah... Yeah, that one just kind of felt like the strange ending again, except more dark, I guess. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of the alternate endings for that one, but that's okay. So yeah, finally got those strange endings too. For so yeah, you can also benefit from that. So yeah, but yeah, not as interesting as Red Fork Terra's bad endings, but I guess it kind of makes sense. A horror genre does probably benefit more from bad endings like that, so yeah. Anyway, with that done, next time, yeah, we'll be continuing the adventure again. We'll already check out Undella Bay and maybe Route 13 as well, on obviously the Light 2 playthroughs, so yeah, look forward to that. I'll see you guys again for that.